Hello everyone. Today's topic for discussion is study of cell, and in this video let's learn more about cell. Before entering to our discussion, the basic thing to understand is each and every organism on this universe is categorized into unicellular or multicellular organism. Unicellular organisms are the organisms which are made up of only one cell. Example, amoeba, hydra, which is also given in the picture here. Multicellular organisms are the organisms which are made up of more than one cell. And the picture, whatever we see around us, like plants, animals, the things which we can see through our naked eyes, the living things, and unicellular organism which we cannot see through our naked eyes. And then how can we see this unicellular organism? I'll tell you in detail in the next. Now, let me enter to the major part of this topic, that is cell. In 1665, Robert Hooke designed microscope. He observed a cork under it where he saw comb-like structures in it, and he called it as cell. The word cell simply means cavity bounded by wall or a small room. But the definition of the cell is basic structural and functional unit of an organism. Cell is a basic structural and functional unit of an organism. The branch which deals with the study of cell, we call it as cytology. And in earlier days, cytos means hollow place. The scientific definition of cytology is branch of scientific biology that deals more or less directly with the structural and functional organization. Micron and Armstrong are the units used to measure the size of the cell. These are very minute in size, which we cannot see through our naked eyes. I already told you that the unicellular organism which we cannot see through our naked eyes, so we can see through this microscope. Microscope magnifies the organism, which when we keep under the microscope and when we start observing that the lens which is present in the microscope, it magnifies the organism. The one micron is when you take a small scale, and if you when you compare take 1 millimeter, if you divide that 1 millimeter into 1,000 times and you take one part out of it, it is very negligible, or it is difficult to trace it out. So the one micron is such a small unit. Century, chief development took place where electron microscope was invented. This microscope has the ability to render fine detail in an image. The compound microscope are the simpler microscope which we generally use in schools, laboratories, the common laboratories. But the electron microscopes are specially used in the research laboratories and few well-equipped laboratories. This electron microscope magnifies the image in a more clear way, which is 400 times the normal microscope. You have two pictures. You can see here two pictures. One picture is of detailed structure of an organism or a cell. One more structure is just a presentation of an organism. So when you see under the compound microscope, the blue color picture, just a presentation of an organism, it looks like that. But when you see the same thing under the electron microscope, you can see the detailed structure of the things. After all those remarkable studies and inventions, in 1839, M.J. Sheldon was German botanist and Theodore was German zoologist. They put forth a theory, and this theory is known as cell theory. According to this theory, the body of living organisms is formed of one or more cells. Let us consider example of any living creature. As I told you in the beginning of this class, that either it may be the unicellular organism or multicellular organism, but each and every organism are made up of cell. Either it may be a single cell or many cells. The second theory, all the cells arises only from the pre-existing cells through cell division. Let's take an example of growing plants. Plants are grown with different methods like growing by seeds or vegetative propagation. But some basic source should be there. It cannot grow by itself. And when it comes to the word cell division, we learn in detail in the further classes. Now let's recall what all we studied in this video. We studied about unicellular and multicellular organisms. We also studied about different types of microscope like compound microscope, electron microscope, and definition of cell and cytology, and the cell theory which was proposed by M.J. Sheldon and Theodore. Thanks for watching. Thank you.